What is going on, Ape Army? I want to talk to you guys real quick and show you a couple key things that I've been looking at that suggest we could go to about $100 this week by the end of this week. Now, a little bit of implications are going into this, but most of this is on a technical basis. So I think you guys are going to like what I got for you. If you do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and help push this video out to an even bigger audience. Now, getting right into it, guys, today was a pretty good day, and this will be pretty important too. We topped out at $59.68 off some really good volume in the beginning of the day. The 10-minute candles, this was almost 42 million in volume first 10 minutes, and then 13 million, and then 25 million, and that is where we topped out. And then we started to fall with 13 and 15 million in volume, but we never crossed that $60 mark. At least on Webull, it doesn't say we did. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Maybe Webull sometimes is weird with their charting, but we just kind of went up a little bit and then really started to sell off at the end of the day. Now, keep in mind, these are very low volume candles relative to the candles we're getting when we start gapping up, like 41 million in the first 10 minutes compared to this 10-minute candle of about 11 million. That's only 25% of the volume we had in the beginning of the day. Now, this is just a word to the apes as well. Don't panic when you do see these sell-offs. That is just not the right thing to do here. The bigger picture is retail investors, they own 80% of AMC. That has never happened before. So if you factor in 80% of retail investors own AMC, probably 5% of those people are just traders and gonna pay per hand anyways. So say 75% of legit apes own AMC. You say what, 20% of institutions own AMC? Some number like that, just say 25%. 75% still own AMC. We make the price here if we all work as a group. The problem here, guys, is some apes are starting to flip. And I get it, you got to secure the bag, do what you got to do for your own situation, but for the greater good of the cause, this thing is not done. So once we start to lower our percentage of the company we do own and let more institutions come in and take that position, that is not a good thing, and we won't dictate the price. Now, I don't think that has gotten to that level yet, and we still have about 110 million shares that do need to be covered. So we do have the ball in our park per se, but we need people to stay together for the cause, especially right now. And like I was saying, it just doesn't help when you get these massive sell-offs. I mean, go down like $5-6. It starts to make a lot of weak apes jumpy. Totally get it. Used to be there a couple years ago. I was in that situation. I don't miss it at all. But you kind of have to take your emotions out of the equation. You have to go with the facts and let the facts guide you, not your emotions guide you. That's the number one rule with investing, especially something like this. You could have bought AMC at $70 per share, and now you're freaking out trying to sell it at $55, whereas tomorrow it could go to $100. You can't really play it like that. And if you're investing more than you're willing to lose, that's just a recipe for disaster anyways. Now, yes, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, but how many times have you heard that before? And I truly believe this is, but some apes don't even like to hear that. That is the truth. If you are investing rent money or something, that's stupid, and I will tell you that is stupid. Don't do that. Don't risk anything you can't afford to walk away with zero on. Now, with that being said, back to the point of how this is going to go to $100 by the end of the week. Like I was saying, we have this great trend line from the bottom we hit June 4th at $41.50. We have been legging up pretty consistently, right? Leg up, consolidate, and then kind of leg down today, but we've been consolidating in after hours and rising up. So I do expect to get that leg up tomorrow and follow this trend line. And if we do, and if we break this $60 resistance level, it'll be very good. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, contracts expiring this Friday, the June 11th. The $60 calls have 73,051 in volume, 25,000 in open interest. Now, what is key about this? They are probably not hedging out too much for these $60 calls, especially since it's been so volatile. They're probably going to start hedging out at about $60, right? Sometimes market makers do take a bit of a loss, especially when things do happen so fast, but that is why you get the propellant per se with gamma squeezes once you just start passing strikes, right? And you got 50,000 per strike. They're trying to load up, but sometimes they have to actually, that's what the naked shorting or just buying shares that don't exist, like an IOU, because sometimes there's not shares to be located on the open market when they have to hedge for these shares. Now, we do have, like I said, 73,000 in volume, 25,000 in open interest. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some very rough guerrilla math here. And 73,000 in volume, 25,000 open interest. Let's just say 50,000 would have to be hedged, because this open interest is kind of laggy. It'll update in the morning. It'll probably be around 50,000. Now, take this times 100, because each contract is worth 100 shares. That would be 5 million shares worth they would have to buy on the open market, and that is quite a lot. If you guys remember from the beginning, I mean, when you get volume like that, you could see a big pop in either direction, and then you get the FOMO buying coming in, and then you get weak apes coming back in, like, hey, this is the time it's gonna go, and then you get more options going, and so on and so forth. You guys pretty much understand where I'm going with that. But once you get to the $65 call, you see 26,000 in volume, 7,100 in open interest. So let's just do 25,000 times, and this is a very simple, crude way to do it, but times 100, that's another 2,500,000. But that's not even to mention what is on the other expiration dates, because obviously if we do go up even more for these June 18th, they're obviously going to be hedging for the 50s, the 60s, but we kind of have a drop off in volume for some contracts. But this week's pretty much dropping off in options volume besides this June 11th one. And like I said, there's significant volume on some of these. The 60, 65, 66, nothing, 67, probably the 70 is gonna have good volume. Yeah, see, the 70 has 35,000 volume, 19,000 in open interest. So if we can make these levels, I would just watch for increments of 5. If we can get to 60, then we'll go to 65 pretty easy. Get to 65, we'll go to 70. Get to 70, we'll go to 75. And there's even more volume on these, 23,000. So this is really going in increments of 5 here. So for every $5, if we can bridge that gap, we're gonna start flying even higher. Once we get over 80 or even 70, that is where you start to trigger all these margin calls. And even on the $100 strike, we are at almost 33,000 in volume, and these expire this Friday. Keep that in mind, for $350. So these are not cheap options by any means necessary. Just these alone, $100 strikes, that's about 100% out the money, right? It's AMC's at $56. So people are betting that we go to $100. And like I'll say this again, increments of 5. Watch for that $60 level. We will get gas from there, go to 60 or 65, and then get gas from there and go to 70. Once you get to 70, let's say this again for those of you guys that didn't register or didn't hear this. Once you get to about $70, $75, that is when the margin calls start coming in, and these funds that are short AMC have to start liquidating other positions to cover their short positions and ultimately end up covering. Now, we all know this short data from Ortex is not correct. They are using options to make it look like they have covered these shares when that is simply not the case. Do you guys see what kind of pop you get from the volume, right? They're saying they had 14 million shares that were covered on, what was that, Thursday, the T+2 delay. Thursday, 14 million shares. You see what a candle of 14 million does. This was 10 million. You go from about 57 to 58. That's $1 right there. But even on this big candle was 25 million, and you had a considerable gap up right here. They are not covering all these shares, and I think yesterday was like 26 million they said they covered, right? It's with options. They want you to think they are covering. So then once people start selling, drive the price way down, that's when they start covering. That is a simple case here. And that is just factoring in the volume from them covering, not even people that are buying into this, right? Apes are still buying into this. Institutions are still buying into this, making the trades, doing all that. But if you just factor in the covered volume, right? The covered volume for the day, you're still not seeing it reflected in the charts, which you would be seeing it in the charts. So point here is once you get to about $60, you gas up to 65 to 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 100. So that is the theory. The theory here, every $5 you have a significant increase in options volume, leading to a gamma squeeze, FOMO buying, and shorts getting margin called. That is going to wrap up this video. That is why AMC could go to $100 by the end of the week, and it will be caused to FOMO buying, the gamma squeeze, and the shorts getting margin called. Specifically at these $5 increments, we see this elevated option activity, which leads to a further gamma squeeze, which leads to more shorts having to liquidate and get margin calls and start covering their positions, and more FOMO buying coming in. So it is pretty late. I do apologize for the raw nature of this video. I just noticed this trend and I wanted to get it out for you guys. Maybe some of you guys have doubt and needed to hear this. So if you want more videos like this, you want to stay up to date with what I am seeing in the markets, as well as analysis on AMC and all these other stocks that are squeezing, or crypto, or whatever the case is, make sure to hit that like button and comment down below. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel. I also have a link for a Patreon for my buy and sell alerts, everything in real time when I buy or sell stocks, options, or crypto. We've been killing it over there, as well as a link for public. Get up to $70 in whatever free stock that you want. No need to link a bank account or deposit any money. You get your stock instantly, and it's about a 2-minute sign up time. So it is literally free money, and there's no reason not to do it. So until next time, guys, I will see you later. Peace out.